Gamer Dad here. Back again, part 3. Sim family. Okay. Yep, I can hear myself. Awesome. Baby's fine. Mother's fine. Father's confident. Awesome. So I let the game go a little bit, and then my controller disconnected, so it paused the game.
Wamba boy Yambalala. Sensibi Kiniku. Swarsta Gamara. Febine Lovo Bonefi.
Awesome. Let's get on to the next section of Dr. Seuss and philosophy. Oh, the thinks that you can think. Oh, the thinks you can think. Added a word.
Vobe Mom? Yes,
Okay. Awesome. So, next section, where they never have troubles. A problem we face is nothing short of determining how we ought to value a human life marked by inescapable pain and suffering. Can our lives be redeemed? What? Okay. In this discussion, the facts are not in dispute. Although people can debate the metaphysics of will and the nature of the universe, one can't deny that our lives are characterized by the constant striving punctuated with periodic successes and more frequent failures. So Schopenhauer is right on these grounds. Life is striving, life is pain, and so pain is pain and its absence seems to exhaust its possibilities. But this doesn't mean we have to find life insufferable, worthless, or a disease best cured by the sweet release of death. Life can still be loved and enjoyed for what it is. It's really a matter of perspective. Yes, it is really a matter of perspective, or rather, re-evaluation. And Dr. Seuss finds a kindred spirit in Friedrich Nietzsche. I believe it's Nietzsche. What's going on? Oh. She's gotta go potty.
Alpha Lagi. Fidweni Datsu. Wibs. Yatufeb Karangi. Fumu. Watso. Watso.
Let's move things around. I forgot to make coffee.
Gelbador. Damsagar. Chima Rimple. Gorg.
Boom. Okay. Nietzsche.
Oh.
Friedrich Nietzsche, in parentheses, 1844 to 1900, is infamous among philosophers. Even many professional philosophers don't know where to place him in the in the tradition or how to contextualize his work. Interesting. And the picture of him most non non-professionals have is more caricature than anything else, and not a flattering one at that.
Oh.
The remainder of this chapter can't fix that. I can't provide a comprehensive account of Nietzsche's philosophy.
Wamba boy
What I can
Yambalala.
do is provide a window into how he saw the world and
Ah.
how his perspectives is an answer to Schopenhauer pessimism. What? Okay, she's gonna get fed.
Paima. Ah.
So for the pessimism, Nietzsche's. Excuse me.
Disa.
Nietzsche approaches philosophy like an artist approaches a canvas. His task is to paint a picture of life that is affirmative, a yes saying in opposition to the asceticism, asceticism, life denial of many naysaying pessimists, like Schopenhauer. And in this regard, his vision finds voice in Dr. Seuss, specifically Seuss's work. I had trouble getting into Sola Salud. As noted above, Seuss's book often deals with life in its totality, focusing on ups and downs. These books also often provide an answer to how we ought to deal with our troubles: optimism, denial, endurance, and so forth. But there is one response we have yet to consider, and it's the response offered in Sola Salud. I brought a big bat. I'm ready to. I'm ready, you see. Now my troubles are going to have to trouble with me. Parentheses, trouble. In this one stanza, in this powerful conclusion, Seuss communicates a message. It takes many people a lifetime to learn. And in one iterated throughout Nietzsche's work. In fact, one might say it's Nietzsche's primary message, affirmation. In order to promote a positive affirmation, uh, a pos- in order to promote a positive, affirmative view of life, Nietzsche has to be able to redeem our pain and suffering. This will not include an argument based on facts and figures, since these seem to point towards Schopenhauer's pessimism. Instead, it will require a shift in perspective, a shift in how we interpret those facts and contextualize them without our lives. As Nietzsche says, life is no argument, and in the voice of Zarathustra, Zarathustra indicates it's hard enough to remember his own opinions, let alone to be the keg of memory required to remember his reason for them. One must make a choice on how to approach and value life in light of those things we can't deny, like suffering. One can't argue one's way to the good life. One must craft it, like in artwork. Crafting one's life requires that we see life as a work of art, a serious, creative, playful endeavor. Nietzsche's writing is thus often geared towards transformation, transforming the reader, not convincing him. Beyond arguments, Nietzsche wants his work to create a shift in the reader's mentality, very much like the works of Dr. Seuss. Most of Seuss's more ethical or profound works have a powerful impact on their readers, young and old. Not because we can turn to them turn them into arguments that are more convincing than any alternative, but because they present an image of life that gets us motivated to be better than we currently are. The works transforms us, hopefully for the better. These books operate at the level of great art by inspiring and transforming the reader in ways that causes her to see and experience the world in a new way. Nietzsche's works are geared towards a specific kind of transformation. In, in the face of pessimism or nihilism, the idea that nothing matters, Nietzsche wants to provide us a picture of life that is laudable, so that we might transform ourselves into nobler creatures who can affirm existence in all its ugliness, who can stare into the abyss of existence and still stand tall and say yes. Nietzsche maintains that his response is the only one adequate to Schopenhauer's pessimism. He even laments Socrates' plea in the Phaedo that a talk can be sacrificed to Asclepius. Nietzsche ponders, is it possible that a man like him, who had lived cheerfully and like a soldier in the sight of everyone, should have been a pessimist? We must overcome the Greeks in order even the Greeks. In order to redeem this life, we must get past pessimism. We must overcome the view that life is to be crude, cured, in favor of the motion that is to be celebrated. We can't change what life is, but we can change how we react to and interpret it. Awesome.
Miranai Lanzini. Elfin Hobaro. Leonard. One.
Crackle. Affirmation with a bat is the next section. I am probably going to read this section.
Serpino Venabi.
I don't know, maybe I'll finish it out, because This next section is probably like a page and a quarter, and the section after that is probably like close to a page and a half,
Oh,
I guess.
Sari.
And then we on to chapter 3. Instead of renouncing life and becoming ascetics, instead of quieting our wills and giving in to the unrelenting pain of life, and instead of resigning ourselves to the inevitable pitfalls of life and just bearing through it, Nietzsche's advocates self-creation and affirmation. At first blush, this may seem a non-answer. After all, if suffering is the cause, by striving, how can more projects and more goals solve the problem? More willing will result in more suffering. Schopenhauer's is right about that. Whenever we give ourselves goals, we are bound to encounter obstacles. That will frustrate us. We will often fail, and the successes we do win will be temporary, often bookended with more pain and suffering. But it is not the end result Nietzsche is concerned with. It's our lunches. No. Our disposition, our attitude. We can't escape pain. We can't escape essential nature of our lives. But we do have a choice. We can give in and relent, or we can fight, persevere, and create a life worth living, a noble life. Pain is a fact. Pain is a fact. Our evolution of it is a choice. Pain can be valuable and even welcome. Our trials and tribulations strengthen us and prepare us for greater deeds in the future. Whoop. Gert.
Lanji.
Excuse me. She's sleeping, guys. Why are you in that room? Oh. Somebody got pissed off and broke the house again. Probably when I wasn't looking.
Canathoi Narble. Milshaba. Brisham. Wafita. Prita? Flushi Flassa. Dali Kubara. Seneca Belindi. Hardu Skitna. Fwashes of Greece. Bobsini Nabora. Shazzle? Rubina Chaba. Lord Prash. Wavu. Ruskan Lampima? Muchi Pichi? Camus Bantrip.
Okay, since Nietzsche isn't about offering arguments, but painting a picture.
Sensibi Kiniku. Swarspa.
Okay. Picture of life that is laudable and positive. He wrote in aphorisms, short yet profound and dense snippets. His style also made him one of the most oft-quoted philosophers around. You probably unknowingly know a handful of Nietzsche's quotes yourself. For example, on Pain and Suffering, Nietzsche states, "The poison of which the weaker natures perish strengthens the strong. Not do they call it poison." Interesting. Nietzsche states, "The poison of which the weaker natures perish strengthens the strong. Not do they call it poison." Not do they call it poison. There, there is a
Uni
recipe against
and
pessimistic
soon
philosophers and
Finhobero.
the excessive sensitivity
Bernard.
that seems to me to be the real misery of the present age.
Apsoires Napatani.
The recipe against this misery is misery. There is as much wisdom in the pain as there is in pleasure. And most famously, what doesn't kills me, what doesn't kill me makes me stronger. Pain can be a great teacher, character builder, and oftentimes our reaction to it, our complaining and whining that life is hard, is more illustrative of our spoiled natures than it is the unappealing nature of our existence. We need to see the pain in a right light. We need to contextualize it and develop a proper attitude towards life. One of self-mastery, creation, and ultimately a kind of playfulness. When then each individual failure, each accident will be redeemed within the greater context of a successful life. A life of one's own making. In, in integrous, an integrous life revalues the bumps and slumps and lurches insofar as they are part and parcel to a noble existence. Nietzsche sees himself as a redeemer of accidents. This notion is best illustrated through a thought experiment Nietzsche offers in The Gray Science. The Gay Science? Interesting.
Aragaba Yamsu. Lovo Canathoi.
I don't know, man.
Kissanoi Wanafed.
What are they still doing up there harassing that little girl? In Aphorism 341, Nietzsche asks us to imagine the following scenario. What if some day or night during our loneliness, a demon fell upon you and decreed that your whole life up to that point, all its successes and failures, every detail would be relived by you over and over again for eternity. Herein lies Nietzsche's notion of the eternal recurrence of the same. What would your reaction be? Would you curse him or would you praise him? Would you fall to your knees weeping or would you celebrate your good fortune? Your response is indicative of your view of life and whether you can redeem it is in its totality, even in your darkest hour. This is a brutal test, one I am not sure a great many of us would fail, if we were truly honest with ourselves. I'm sure a great many of us would fail if we were truly honest with ourselves. But Nietzsche isn't for everyone. Although his view of life is meant for all of humanity, most people aren't ready for him. Most people aren't ready for him. So imagine your darkest hour, your loneliest loneliness. Imagine that darkest hour when things seem not only gloomy but hopeless. Think of that dark hour when the compassion of others feels like pity and reinforces your own self-loathing. When you truly feel useless and death isn't merely the inevitability in the not and death isn't merely the inevitable end, but a quietude sorely longed for. If only it would come more quickly. A time when there is no room dark enough, no blanket heavy enough to make it all better. The kind of despair that results after you realize your spirit died years ago and left only a hollow corpse to carry out the mundane tasks of the day, dragged out of bed each morning only by some
Ew.
vague notion of duty. This is your darkest hour. This is when you see what you're really made of. Can you muscle through and burst out the other end, powerful and ready to take on the
Keep
day?
him
Or do you cower,
so.
whimper, and whine, and like a pessimist, pray for the end? For the end, can you declare it as? Can you declare it all worth it, and you'd gladly do it all again because life is worth it? Or do you run and hide? What is nobler? What is more praiseworthy? Who do you want to be? Today, they can cure this kind of despair with pills, but before our culture of self-medication predominated Nietzsche's demand that people deal with their problems, the inevitable bumps and bruises of the human condition. Our desire for constant contentment has led us to become weak and cowardly and unable to envision or deal with the scenario of life in general. Nietzsche sees this, this despair as instructive. If in its darkest hour you can affirm your life and declare you would do it all over again, and gladly, then you redeem your life in a singular moment of 5 o'clock of affirmation. This requires a strong spirit. This is the spirit Nietzsche wants to cultivate in the reader. The ability to be a yes sayer. Nietzsche offers a picture of life that is the remedy to the nausea and sickness of modernity, its pessimism and its nihilism. And one image he uses, one props to Dr. Seuss, is the child. Awesome. I will be reading. Where? Where? There. Okay. Everybody's checking up on the child. Who is hungry? Who needs to go potty?
Brokifa Moonfla. Finuza.
Boom. Mommy's checking on it. Mommy's got it. We got it. We're good. Okay, down we go.
No.
Oh, no, no. Fill it. Fill it. Cat's sleeping. Abstract. Boom. Abstract painting. Oh, classic painting. Oh, impressionism painting. Pop art painting. Realism painting. And that one looks like it's full. And surrealism painting. Oh, he's gonna be busy. We're good. She's just thirsty. Good. Baby Stinky, not so good. So, it is a bubble bath. Oh, bladder's not good.
Exenoizos? Wasusa! Sul.
Oh, oh, okay. Okay, next section. I was real happy and carefree and young. Interesting. And I had trouble getting to Solasulu. The child goes to the child does make it to Solasulu after enduring obstacles after obstacle after enduring obstacle after obstacle from midwinter jiggler and a flubulous flood to a poozer and a frightful black tunnel full of billions of birds. So many troubles, in fact, he declares, I wish I had never been born. Parentheses, trouble. He does arrive at Swallowsaloo. Unfortunately, the doorman to Swallowsaloo informs him there's only one door to Swallowsaloo, and we have a key slapping slippered. We do? This is troublesome. Slippered moved into my door 2 weeks ago, Tuesday at 3:45. Since then, I can't open this door anymore. Trouble. Parentheses, trouble. The doorman can't get in and informs the child that he will be traveling on to Bula Boo Ball on the banks of the beautiful river Wu Wall, where they never have troubles. No troubles at all. Yeah. The child has a choice to make. Should he follow the doorman and endure another treacherous journey to another supposedly problem free town? The message is clear. There is no Swallow Slough and there's no Bula Boo Ball. There is no place on earth or in Susdom where you can go and escape your problems. Suffering is in fact Suffering is a fact of human existence. Running is no use. There is nowhere you can go to avoid the inevitable pitfalls of life. So if you can't run away or otherwise remove all problems from your life, and you want to redeem your existence in the face of this intractable pain, what do you do? The child holds the key, or in this case, the bat. Then I'll start back home to the Valley of Vung. I know I'll have troubles. I'll maybe get stung. I'll always have troubles. I'll maybe get bit by the green-headed quail on the place where I sit. But I've bought a big bat. I'm ready. I'm ready, you see. Now my troubles are going to have troubles with me. Trouble. Um, in Thus spoke Zarathustra. Zarathustra. Nietzsche explains the need to become a child by describing it as innocence and forgetting. A new beginning. A game, a game, a wheel rolling out of itself, a first movement, a scared yes saying. To become a child is necessary in order to play the game of self creation and affirmation. That is, a playful approach to life wherein we revalue and redeem its accidents in the face of our own creative potential. How fitting that Dr. Seuss's protagonists are almost exclusively young. He writes for children using the imagination of a child, one who is adventurous, takes chances and risks, is not beholden by convention, demands, commands, and rules. The child is a creator, one who revalues his own life and plows through the world of okay, of wriggled roads and frightening creeks to come out the other side with a smile on his face. In fact, one common trope in Seuss's work is breaking rules, going beyond borders, and traversing new lands in an attempt to create a life worth living. All is redeemed when that child lives his life his way. That is success 98.75% guaranteed. It's just too bad we forget this lesson as we grow older, complacent and frightened. Oh. Oh. Nietzsche's response may seem simplistic, but he is not promoting naive optimism or self delusion. In fact, Nietzsche's response is not only in line with pessimism, but also only holds water if we presume the core of pessimism is correct. Life is suffering and needs and in need of redemption. Nietzsche recognizes the inherent suffering of life, that our existence is riddled with inescapable pain, but he refuses to give in to it and renounce life. Instead, he approaches the pain joyfully, playfully, and with vim and vigor. For believe me, the secret for harvesting from existence the greatest fruitfulness and the greatest enjoyment is to live dangerously, Nietzsche declares. We should head our ships out into uncharted seas. Okay, cool. Nietzsche, uncharted seas. After all, as Seuss would say, it's opener there in the wide open air. Nietzsche offers a perspective, one the reader has to come to through a transformative movement. Nietzsche offers us a style for living. Simply put, pessimism leaves a bad taste in Nietzsche's mouth and a foul smell in the air. As a prescription for life, it fails due to its sheer ugliness. But affirmations but affirmation is much more florid. To give style to one's character, a great and rare art. Although Nietzsche doesn't offer us arguments in the traditional sense, he is attempting to persuade us. How successful he is depends on the receptivity of the reader. Some will find this approach flawed or perhaps even fraudulent. After all, aren't philosophers supposed to offer irrefutable arguments premised on absolute objective truths? But Nietzsche chose to venture into dangerous waters, chartless and free, to create novel answers and new approaches that are ready to be taken up by those who are ready for him. Such an adventurous and playful approach to life requires a strong and free spirit, one that is rare and must be cultivated, Nietzsche declares. I place this new tablet over you. Become hard. In this life, a strong yet playful constitution is needed, and a nice big bat helps too. That's awesome.
Woohoo!
Chapter 3.
Woo!
So, next Sunday, Chapter 3. Gertrude McFuzz should have read Merrick's or Sneetches of the World Unite. Oh. Oh. Ah, ah, ah. Yes, yes, yes. Sorry, the controller died. Or decided I wasn't touching it enough. So, finish chapter. Chapter 2. Chapter 3 will be next week. I may have read it, but I'm going to hopefully read it before next week, so that way it will be smoother. 4, 3, 4. Okay, so we got 18 chapters. 18 chapters. So that is roughly 16 more weeks. Awesome. So yeah. I think I like Nietzsche.
Et de gomme. Et de gomme. Benet. Arbodi moivo. Hebrew.
No, just let her go to sleep.
Uh-huh.
The Sneetches. I'm kind of excited. sex. Just going through the Sneetches book. Seeing what stories I can find. That's pretty cool. 3 stories in this.
Huh.
I am really glad I bought the Dr. Seuss and philosophy. That is really awesome. I am enjoying the book. I'm enjoying reading the book. Uh,
Mm.
it is awesome. This controller is cold, which means it either
Huh.
needs to be charged or what have you. We are going to fix this action right now. Talk to the cat about knocking trash out. Oh, there she goes.
Lumina Quark.
Finish writing the book. Uh, no,
Palingo.
no.
Oh.
Huh. Awesome. Well, thank you for tuning in and joining me. Um, I will do what I am thankful for later today when I will be switching over to ARC after this. But this is TBI Gamer Dad. If you've enjoyed, awesome. Please like, subscribe. Um, yeah. Be thoughtful, be thankful, be appreciative. Later.